Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, whenever you are watching this video. This time around, I want to review Diana. This guy is the rank 1 Diana on the server on EU West. He's one of the few Challenger Diana players who, well, reached early season Challengers, so take that with a grain of salt, because it's early season, but still, this guy used to be Challenger even before this. And I want to show you how you can play Diana Jungle in Season 16, plus why Diana Jungle is stronger than before, and what your jungle plan should be in Season 16 as a jungler. Where should you pet and why, and pretty much how to play farming jungler and how to play perfectly the Diana Jungle in Season 16. So, before, if we had the Lucian Nami, we would generally pet towards bot lane, but that's different in Season 16. Top lane is super broken, and you just want to pet towards top lane, pretty much every game. And we have a Vayne against Aurora. Vayne is insane, so it's a really good lane to pet towards. If your top laner can fight or has any sort of CC, then it's a really good idea to pet towards that lane in Season 16. So this is what's gonna be our jungle plan so far as Diana. And why is Diana so broken in Season 16? Well, it's because Dusk and Down, but it's not the only reason, because we have an insane jungle clear still in Season 16, and we are one of the few junglers who can full clear before Scatter Scrub. So we are meeting Hecarim, because Hecarim obviously is mirroring our jungle path and does the same thing as we do, which is trying to make an impact on top lane, because Vayne got harassed so hard. She is pretty much 1 HP. Meanwhile, we are here as Diana against Hecarim. I believe Diana at this stage actually beats Hecarim. Yes, it's super close, but she can win a 1v1. Maybe the only reason she might be losing this, if they end up fighting, is because of the lack of HP Diana has. And I think getting an extra pot is still really nice, and you pretty much should do it, especially in the lower ranks, because random fights are happening at this stage. But let this fight play out, and the health pot can easily be the difference maker. Okay, we're gonna have Conqueror soon. We're proccing our passive, playing around our cooldowns, and now that our W is coming back, we actually win this fight, and this Hecarim should be dead. Just because we went into that bush, we gave that Hecarim a false security of being able to kill us. But with Conqueror, Diana, good luck. And it was close, but if we had full HP and if we had health pots, we would have won this fight cleanly and easily, honestly. I think our priority should have been to get top scuttle and just recall. Yes, I know Diana was looking to get this re-kill on Diana, but I mean, worst case scenario, best case scenario, you are trading 1 for 1. So it's pretty much pointless for us to do that, right? So just get the top scuttle and recall, honestly. That should have been the most optimal play, or like that's your play most of the time, unless there is a clear free kill on the mid lane. And then recall, get your blasting wand, and look to clear your bottom side quadrant. Hecarim in the meantime wanted to take raptors, but our raptor camp wasn't up yet. Diana is looking for Hecarim raptors, which is actually a mistake. And if you paid attention, let me go back, it's really obvious why this was a mistake. So at this point, when Hecarim shows on mid, we see him on the map, he has 20 ACS, What does this tell us? If we track enemy jungle camps early on, a full clear gives us 24 CS, right? And we know for a fact that Hecarim couldn't take bot grab because we took the bot grab, right? So that only means after he died, and since he's coming from bot side, going into our top side, he had to take one of his jungle camps. And if he took his Krugs, then it would make no sense to skip Raptors and go into our Raptor camps. So that only means, and this is what most junglers do, for a good reason, is to skip Krugs unless they want to make a play on that side, or unless they are wanting to go for a full clear, is to take Raptors and then go for a mid play, go for a bot lane play, or go for a top lane play. This basically gives you more options, more opportunities to make a play early on. But in my opinion, Hecarim should have went to Krugs and then Raptors. But with that early tracking and seeing Hecarim CS, tracking his CS numbers, we know for a fact, or like, we don't know for a fact, but we can assume that Hecarim most likely got his Raptors and then looked to invade us and get our Raptors. But the audacity of this Hecarim of pinging Aurora earlier after he died in our jungle was insane. And going for such a plays as Diana without ult, I think it's really pointless, and you shouldn't go for this type of plays because you pretty much have nothing to achieve with that. You, chunk for a few hundred of damage to the enemy mid laner, but you give away your location. You give vision of the enemy, you provide vision for the enemy team, and they know exactly where you are, which you generally want to avoid. You want to be in the shadows as a jungler. You never want laners know where you are. And then we went up and tried to help our Vayne, but unfortunately we couldn't help. So then again, if this happens, doesn't matter if whatever laner you have, and they might die, or even if they don't die, you want to ping the opposite side of the map, because that means the enemy jungler, especially when they are mirroring our jungle clear, will do the same thing on the opposite side of the map. And you want to ping that. You want your laners to know that, okay, enemy jungler should be there, so guys, be aware that the enemy jungler is there. Always ping it. And now we are late, but we want to make a play because we are final level 6. But if you want to go and make this play happen in season 16, this bush 99% of the time will be warded. But this bush is also bait, because laners will have a fake or like a false sense of security because they think they are ungankable, because they know that there is a ward. So let me explain this. I'm gonna stop the video for a bit. They're gonna think they are ungankable, but it's not true. You just have to be creative. It's not harder to gank in season 16. You just have to be more creative. Yes, certain junglers are excelling at that. Think about Zac, who is also really good in this season. Or think about Rek'Sai. Yes, she's a farming jungler, but I would say she's a really, really good jungler to play with, or to play in this season. And you can, like, if you're playing Rek'Sai, for example, you can just E over the Dragon Pit, and then using the Tribush, you can get behind them and then gank them, instead of going into this bush. But if you're looking to make a play, I would say you just have to swap to Sweeper and then make a play that way. And if you see it's warded, just use your Sweeper. Even if it's warded, keep walking towards them, and if they fall back, well, you might be able to catch them still. Or if best case scenario, they are not walking away because despite the vision they didn't notice you, then you just go and kill them. So this is why you don't want to show on vision. You don't want to let enemy laners know where you are. But yeah, anyway, after you get the blue, you see that enemy bot lane is fighting. They pretty much, even though they knew that you were around, they just ignored you and decided to fight anyway. And this is a high GM game. These people used to be challenger in the last season or like GM, and they still make this play happen. So you have no excuses of saying you don't have you can gank in season 16. And now honestly I would go to Trump, get my wolves, full clear towards top. Void grabs are spawning soon, which sucks for us because soon we should be able to have our completed item, but I would still go for a full clear and then recall, especially if we have our items. If we don't have our items and the enemy jungler is doing a mirroring path, or like an enemy jungler is mirroring our jungle path, and we have the prio, since we pretty much have the same items and with the lane priority, if we would have lane priority, we could look for a potential fight on the void grab. But like I said, Diana actually had enough for her item. And let's talk about Dusk and Down for a second, because this item is really crazy. It gives 700 AP, 20 ability haste and 25 attack speed. Diana really loves these stats. On top of that, it deals on hit damage, but dealing on hit damage is not enough because it applies on hit effects twice. That means Diana passive is being applied twice. So you are pretty much just playing for your power spike, right, at this point. We made a full clear from full clear with completed item instead of looking to clear our jungle camp. Well, obviously our jungle camp would be down still because we just cleared it a few seconds ago. We are looking to fight, we are looking to get to an objective, and the closest objective, the only objective we could get was Dragon. So if they are looking to contest us at Dragon, then we are just destroying them because we have a completed item. This fight is really close for Diana, and we look to be a little bit more aggressive, which you can generally do if you know you have the prio for it and you have an advantage. Because despite being super strong, you still don't want to be ignorant and just fight for no reason. But after securing the objective, securing an assist, we are falling back into our own jungle and then looking to full clear again and play around our cooldowns. And now we can get our Krugs, and after we get our Krugs, we're gonna have ult soon, so we can look for a potential play on top lane. Just ignore the board, ignore anything, and play smart. Just play around your cooldown, don't waste your Q. It's super important to have your Q because you want to secure it, so most of the time just look to walk up and auto-attack them to death if you can. Just keep full up with them, smite them, auto-attack move, use your Q, use your passive accordingly. When you know for a fact they cannot escape you anymore or they cannot dodge your Q, because it really sucks to waste your Q and not having E reset. Now after you kill the enemy top laner, just look to recall and look to reset. Hecarim is stuck here and he has to take the wave because he has nothing else to do. And now we recall, get our next item, move into bottom side, and when our ult is spawning, or I mean our ult is coming back, we are looking to fight again. Just abuse your strength, just abuse your power spike and play when you have more items than your opponents, play on your cooldowns. Now again, we are super strong, we have more items than Hecarim, we have 1.5 items. So we are just destroying Hecarim and being able to be aggressive because we had lane priority, our eyes could move. And now let's terrorize the enemy bot lane as well, we have wood. So again, we are looking to play aggressive and make plays on the map. We don't have to abuse our ult and spam it on cooldown if we don't have to. But if we needed to secure a kill, then go for it. And then after the play, go back into your jungle and get your camps. Easy camp sequencing. This is when in mid game, you are not prioritizing your camps anymore, you are prioritizing fights. But you still want to kill some of your camps. So in mid game, always look to kill one quadrant. It can be your one quadrant or the enemy one quadrant. Generally speaking, obviously the best case scenario is to get the enemy quadrant and then fight. And then basically do this on repeat, but obviously recall whenever you have too much gold and you can get your item. We fought on mid, killed Diana, and then we look to fall back into our jungle. But now we know that enemy Hecarim is going around. There is a potential fight on top side, so we are looking to protect our top laner for a second, but we still look to recall and get our item. And next item is Rift Maker. Plus we didn't want to spend too much time on top lane because we wanted to secure the next objective, which is Dragon. So if you keep securing dragons, keep sequencing your jungle camps, you can get a massive lead on the enemy jungler in this season. Which is the reason why I love to play jungle in this season. And then same thing on repeat. We don't fall back into our own jungle by default after securing an objective. We get the objective if there is someone inting, and that just means they are pushing side lane, trying to get minions. We are looking to punish that. And after we punish that, we can fall back into our own jungle, get 1 or 2 camps, and then move towards the next objective. Getting mid tower is really important, so always look to help your team and getting mid tower. Having this extra vision, having this extra pressure on the map is really insane and really nice. When you know enemy can't escape because they just burn their flash, obviously you can use your E without having your Q, without having your reset, and now your team is looking to reset, but the enemy team has no chance of contesting you. So you can just secure an objective, and then guess what you can do? You can fall back into your own jungle, get 1 or 2 camps, reset as well, because now remember you have better recall because you just secured the Herald, and now you can go and fight with your team. Get the blue buff in the meantime because you are able to one-shot it pretty much, and then go towards the closest lane where your team is fighting. But you don't have to be greedy, you don't have to engage hard. Sometimes it's enough to just look around and pretty much see if you can do something. If you can't, it's whatever, it's fine. If your laner dies, it's fine. As long as you're not dying as a jungler in Season 16, you will be able to stay ahead of the enemy jungle even if they have winning lanes. As long as you constantly get resources, can be jungle camps, can be minions, as long as you are able to farm and get XP and get gold from somewhere, you can always scale and come back. And now, while being this threat, it's super important to not die and not give any shutdowns to the enemy team. Now, look, your bot lane is around, and you are super strong as well. So while your team is able to back you up, you can look for similar plays. But always make sure, despite being H0, that your team is able to follow up. Lastly, I would even stay most likely with this rise and just secure this tower. And getting bot tower is really nice as well, especially if you can get tier 2 before Baron spawn, because having this tower down is a massive help for you, because in this season getting Baron at 20 minutes or so is really nice, and you can actually close games really fast. And this is why I love that we get rid of Atakan, honestly, because I had so many games which I should have won by the 20-minute mark or so, but I couldn't because my team still needed to get Baron, because we couldn't siege. They had too good wave clear. Look for the inters. And now you can get Baron at 20 minutes. You're super strong. So in season 16, if you are a jungler and you can get constantly the 2.5 item to 3 items by the 20-minute mark, with good farm, with good sequencing, you can actually end games really fast. Yes, Rai said they are looking to help the opposite team, the team who is behind, in many ways to be able to come back. But if you snowball this hard by just having good camp sequencing, by just getting as many resources as possible, fighting on your strengths, fighting when you have your item spike, fighting when you have your ult up, when you have your spells, and fighting with your right lanes, you will be able to hard carry games most of the time. Unless you are getting jungle diffed. Then obviously it's unlucky and sucks for you. But this Diana doesn't do anything crazy. And I have a game I played yesterday, a game as well on Diana. And well, that game was much lower in terms of ranks, because it was like a diamondish game, Diamond Lord Master, and I was 19-0. I was destroying them. The enemy jungler was 4 to 5 levels down to me, which is just insane in season 16. We haven't seen this in a while. Imagine this in season 15, being the same level as your laners. Like, despite being 8-0 in the previous season, and despite having more farm than your top laner, you would be still 1 or 2 levels down. But not in season 16. In season 16, you are able to take over games and be higher level than anyone in the game. Like, this Aurora in the last season would have been the same level as me, as Diana. As 8-0 Diana. I'm almost 16. I mean, this guy is almost level 16. So yeah, good camp sequencing. Sorry, like I said, my English is not Englishing today, or like ever. And this is the build you should abuse. Go Duskan down every game. First item, go into Reef Maker, and generally speaking, you want to go Zonia's Hourglass. Third, and for boots, you can go Mercs, you can go Sorks, or you can go play the Circaps. But generally speaking, this team had a lot of AD. They had Aphelios, they had Kiana, they had Hecarim. So going play the Circaps is really nice. You don't really need the Sork boots, you don't really need more damage. You will deal a massive amount of damage, so it's not really needed. And despite that this is still mid-game, you can consider this a late game pretty much already, in the sense that you are so fed and you are so strong, you pretty much at the stage where you just want to team fight with your team and farm your camps when your laners are dead, they are on base or whatever. But when they are looking to push forward and they are looking to push the map, just be with them and make plays with them. If they are lazy enough, or let's say they are dumb and they are not pushing for towers, especially when you have Baron, just make sure you are somewhat safe while they are fighting, or while they are doing whatever they want, and you are able to push side lanes. Because at this stage, honestly, if the mid tower was up and your team was pushing mid tower, you could easily go on the side lane and just push side lane for yourself. But like, push it for your team, if no one is doing that. But since Mid tower is already gone, bot tower is already gone, and 2 inhibs are already down. Generally speaking, 2 inhibs are enough to end the game. Sometimes, sure, even 1 is enough. But the best case scenario is when the enemy team is 3 inhibs down. Get a tower, play around your Zonyas, and this game is pretty much over. So let me know in the comments how you like this type of review, if you want to see more, and which champion would you like to see next. I will come with today's games as well really soon, but I wanted to show you how Dusk and Dawn Diana is super broken in Season 16, and how you should abuse the hell out of Diana, and how simple it is to pretty much carry with Diana jungle. You don't have to do anything fancy, you don't have to invade, you don't have to make or force plays on the map, you just have to be smart and sequence your camps and play around your power spikes and play around your strengths. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then definitely smash the like button, leave a comment which champion would you like to see next, and leave a like as well. Don't forget to join my Discord server as well, because on Discord, for the Discord members only, I will offer free coaching this year as well, and paid coaching for a more in-depth and more advanced coaching. You have to play, but you will find a bunch of reviews on my channel, on my Discord especially, about my previous coaching sessions, both for free and paid coaching. And my goal is to help you and reach masters or reach any rank you wish in League without breaking the bank and charging you hundreds of dollars. So if you're interested in that, then definitely join my Discord. I hope you found this helpful. I'm coming with a bunch of videos this week and next week as well, and pretty much this year I want to push harder and harder to give you value and give a lot of content for you guys. So see you all in my next video. Peace.